Business casual in summer is actually easier than you might think, because in reality there are only two important considerations you have to get right. And if you stick around until the end of the video, I will share the key items you need to carry you through the season. But let's start with the first and arguably most important consideration: selecting the right fabrics. And that means that for all of your classic business casual pieces, you want to look for lighter, more breathable alternatives. Let's take the quintessential business casual shirt, for example, the Oxford cloth button-down shirt. Now, Oxford cloth is a beautiful fabric. It's quite heavy, has a really interesting texture, and that makes it ideal for business casual. The downside is that it's quite heavy and not exactly breathable, so it's not ideal for summertime. Now, the classic choice for summer shirts would be linen, but with linen many times the issue is that they can wrinkle very easily, which is not a problem at all for casual wear, but I think for the office you want to have a little bit of a cleaner look, and that's why I think that a cotton linen blend, for example, is a much better alternative, because it combines the properties of cotton and linen together. You get something that's less prone to wrinkles, but it's still more breathable than classic cotton fabric, and it would be my personal choice for the summer version of an Oxford cloth button-down shirt. And then another excellent alternative for your summer shirts would be seersucker. The classic one is of course the stripe variation, but you could also choose a solid color seersucker, or you could go with micro patterns. Both of these are absolutely beautiful, and in my experience, seersucker is even more comfortable to wear in hot weather than cotton linen or linen shirts. So it's a fantastic choice for your summer shirts. When it comes to summer sport jackets, you actually have quite a lot of fabrics that you can choose from. You can go for a wool silk linen blend, for example, which combines the properties of those three fabrics. So you get something that's quite breathable. It's also less prone to wrinkles because of the wool and the silk, and it also has a very slight shine from the silk. And I think that's one of the most beautiful fabrics for summer. But you could also go with a wool and linen blend, which is a bit more matte, of course, because there's no silk in there, and that's another excellent option for your summer sport jackets. And of course you could also go with a seersucker jacket, ideally in a solid color seersucker, which I think works much better for the office than the stripe variation. All of these fabrics are very breathable, but there's one thing that you want to keep in mind, is that with summer jackets you want to go with as little lining as possible. So that means you want to go for either fully unlined jackets, or you want to go for quarter or half lining, because even the most breathable fabric doesn't really do much if you have a fully lined jacket, because then you massively restrict the air circulation. And when it comes to trousers, and we take the classic chino for example, I think the best option here would be also to go with a cotton and linen blend, because it's going to be quite breathable, it doesn't wrinkle as much as pure linen, and I think it's probably the best option for the middle ground of business casual. But if you want to go for the more formal side of business casual, then you can go with tropical wool trousers, which are very breathable and light and extremely comfortable to wear in summer. And tropical wool is also probably the best choice for your suits as well, because you can wear a formal suit even in the heat of summer, and it's going to be breathable and lightweight and quite comfortable. So fabric is the most important consideration for summer business casual style. But selecting the right fabrics is only part of the equation, because you need to keep in mind the second key factor as well, which is going to be the right fit. And this is actually quite simple, because in summertime you basically always want to go for slightly wider trousers, jackets and shirts than you normally would, because the wider fit is going to allow for more air circulation and is going to be a lot more comfortable than slim fitting clothes. I've tried both in hot weather and you can really tell the difference. And this brings me to today's sponsor, which is Proper Cloth. Proper Cloth are famous for their high quality custom shirts, but they now offer much more than that. You can design and customize your own trousers, sport jackets, suits and more. And what I love about Proper Cloth is that there are so many customization options available. You can choose lots of different color types for your shirts, you can choose the front plackets, hundreds of different fabrics, and on top of that, the customer service is excellent. The entire outfit here is from the Proper Cloth summer collection. It's very comfortable and breathable, and right now you can save 10% on your first Proper Cloth order with the code LUCAS10. Link in the description below. Now that we covered fit and fabrics, let's take a look at some of the key items you need for your business casual summer wardrobe. The first item would be a breathable sport jacket. Color-wise, I think navy, brown or beige would be your best choice here. And if you add a nice pattern like this, for example, it's going to be a little bit more casual and perfect for most levels of business casual. And then for your shirts, I would get a couple of solid colored cotton linen shirts, either with a button-down color or without. That's completely up to you. I would probably go with white, light blue, and maybe light pink as well. And then on top of that, I would add a striped shirt with light blue stripes. And this could be, of course, cotton linen, or you could also go with a seersucker fabric, for example. The next item you need is a pair of cotton linen trousers for summer. The classic choice for chinos, of course, is khaki. So you can go with a cream color, for example, or you can go with off-white, and you're going to stand out in a positive way. Because they are both neutral colors, they work with almost anything you wear on your upper body. And then for the more formal end of business casual, I would go with a pair of mid-gray or taupe tropical wool trousers. Mid-gray and taupe are both very versatile colors, and they pair well with almost any color of sport coat. For your shoes, I would go with a pair of loafers or derbies in suede, because they're typically quite lightweight and more breathable. And color-wise, I would go with dark brown, because this is going to be appropriate for almost any type of trouser you can wear for business casual. And that's it. Business casual in summer comes down to just two things: the fit and the fabric. If you get those right and you add a couple of key pieces, you will look sharp all summer long without even trying. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and see you next week.